Hello students, admission of a partner lecture 17. In present video, I am going to explain about 15th problem from admission of a partner topic. I am taking this question from Telangana State Telugu Academy Inter Second Year Accountancy Textbook. But this video is useful to all commerce students who want to know about admission of a partner topic. First 16 lectures videos links and this question are available in the description box. Let us see the question first. Naidu and Shekar are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 3:2. Their balance sheet as on 31st March 2020 was as follows. This is old balance sheet. Liability side, bills payable 40,000 rupees, creditors 60,000 rupees, outstanding expenses 40,000 rupees. Next, capitals. In question, he has given wrong names here. Ram capital 3,60,000, Rahim capital 3 lakh rupees. These two names are not correct. Instead of Ram and Rahim, you should take Naidu and Shekar. Naidu's capital 3,60,000 rupees and Shekar's capital 3 lakh rupees. In textbook also he has given wrong names here. So you have to make a correction there. Naidu and Shekar. Asset side, cash 20,000 rupees, cash at bank 80,000 rupees, debtors 1,20,000 rupees, stock 80,000 rupees, machinery 2 lakh rupees, buildings 3 lakh rupees. Two sides totals 8 lakh rupees. Below the balance sheet he is giving additional information. On the above date, Harish was admitted into partnership for 1/6 share in profits. The terms of admission are: A. Harish should bring 2 lakh rupees as capital. B. Stock appreciated by 20,000. C. Machinery depreciated by 26,000 rupees. D. Outstanding expenses 10,000 not required. E. Goodwill of the firm valued at 60,000 rupees. This is to be written off immediately. F. New profit sharing ratio of Naidu, Shekar and Harish is 3:2:1 respectively. Prepare necessary ledger accounts and balance sheet of new firm. This is the question. Let us see the solution for this problem. In ledger, first account is revaluation account. Revaluation account is a nominal account. So while preparing this account, nominal account rule we should follow. What is nominal account rule? Debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. Gain means profit. So as per that rule, when we revalue the assets and liabilities, the losses in that revaluation we should show on debit side of this account, and the profit in revaluation of assets and liabilities appears on credit side of this account. When loss comes in revaluation, if asset value is decreasing or liability value is increasing, then it is a loss. It should be debited to this account. When profit comes, if asset value increases or liability value decreases in revaluation, then it is a gain. It should be credited to this account. B, C, D. These 3 points are related with revaluation account. See the B bit? Stock appreciated by 20,000. In old balance sheet, stock value is given as 80,000 rupees. In old balance sheet, stock value is given as 80,000. 80,000 is known as cost price. And market value of this stock is increased by 20,000 rupees. So at the time of admission, old partners came to know that market value of this stock is 1 lakh rupees. So market value is increased by 20,000. This 20,000 is profit because stock is asset value is increasing. It is a profit. It should be credited to revaluation account. Credit side, buy stock account. No need to calculate because directly has given the profit amount. 20,000 is increased. 20,000 is a profit. This amount is given in the question only. Therefore, directly we can write this. C bit. Machinery depreciated by 26,000 rupees. In old balance sheet, machinery value is given as 2 lakh rupees. In old balance sheet, machinery value is given as 2 lakh rupees. At the time of revaluation of this machine, old partners came to know that market value is reduced by 26,000 rupees. So market value is the new value and the cost price is the old value. Balance sheet value is the old value. So comparing to cost price, market price is reduced by 26,000 rupees. Machinery is asset and the asset value is decreased. It is a loss. It should be debited to revaluation account. To machinery account, machinery market value is reduced by 26,000 rupees. Directly has given the loss amount in the question. So no need of any calculations. Directly that loss amount you have to show in amount column. Debit. Outstanding expenses 10,000 not required. In old balance sheet liability side, outstanding expenses amount is 40,000 rupees. In old balance sheet liability side, he has given that outstanding expenses 40,000 rupees. Firm has to pay 40,000 rupees towards some expenses. And in adjustments he is giving that in that 40,000 rupee, 10,000 we need not to pay. So outstanding expenditure is liability and the liability value is reduced. If liability value decreases, it is a gain because we need not to pay 10,000 rupee. That 10,000 is profit to us. It should be credited to this account by outstanding expenses. Firm need not to pay 10,000 rupees means 10,000 is profit to us. So all adjustments related with revaluation account are completed. Finally, we have to find out the profit or loss in revaluation of assets and liabilities. If you observe the amounts, credit amount total is more. Credit total is 30,000 rupees minus debit total 26,000 rupees. Then the difference is 4,000 rupees. What is the meaning of this answer? Credit side we wrote gains, profits. Debit side we wrote loss. Gain is more than the loss. Therefore, the final answer 4,000 is profit. So, in revaluation of assets and liability, there is a profit of 4,000 rupees. This 4,000 belongs to old partners, Naidu and Shekar. So to their capital accounts, we have to transfer this profit amount in old profit and loss ratio, 3:2 ratio. And we said we have to show that calculation here. Where the total is less, that side we should show the calculation. So debit side total is less. Therefore, debit side we have to show this distribution. To Naidu capital account, profit is 4,000 rupees. And the old ratio is 3:2, no? 3 number belongs to Naidu. 3 by 3 plus 2, 5. To Shekar capital account. Profit 4,000 rupees into 2 by 5 is Shekar's old share. 800 into 3, 2,400. 800 into 2, 1,600. Cross check is, if you add these two numbers, again 4,000 should come. Two amounts total 4,000 only now, means this calculation is correct. Then finally, two sides you have to put the totals. Which amount? Highest amount, 30,000 rupees. Then close the table. Revaluation account, first account is completed. Next, we have to prepare capital accounts. Capital accounts of Naidu, Shekar and Harish. Capital accounts of Naidu, Shekar and Harish. Capital account is a personal account. So while preparing this account, personal account rule we should follow. Personal account rule, debit the receiver, credit the giver. Means if partners are receiving any benefit from the firm, that amount appears on debit side of capital accounts. In other words, the amounts which a partner should return to the firm at the time of their retirement, debit side we should show. Similarly, at the time of retirement, the amounts which a firm has to pay to partner appear on credit side of this account. Because personal account rule, Debit the receiver, credit the giver, no? So credit side, which amounts we have to write? The amounts which a partner has given to the firm appears on credit side. If partner is retiring, the amounts which a firm has taken from the partner, now firm has to return to partner. So credit side, we should show all those amounts. We have to start capital accounts with opening balance. From where we should take this amount? In old balance sheet liability side, capitals of Ram and Rahim are given now 3,60,000 rupees, 3 lakh rupees. These two amounts we have to show here. Opening balance we have to write on credit side. By balance brought down 3,60,000 rupees and 3 lakh rupees. In old balance sheet, Harish capital is not given now. So for Harish, don't write any amount. Next, in revaluation account, we got a profit of 4,000 rupees now. In that 4,000 rupees, Naidu's share 2,400 and Shekar's share 1,600 rupees. These two amounts belong to old partners. When they retire, then firm has to pay those amounts to partners. Means revaluation profit appears on credit side of this account. By revaluation account, 2,400 and 1,600 rupees. For new partner, don't write any amount. Next, observe any accumulated profit is given. General reserve is not given. So there is no accumulated profit in this problem. Next, come to EBIT. Harish should bring 2 lakh rupees as capital. Then EBIT, goodwill of the firm valued at 60,000 rupees. This is to be written off immediately. In case of admission, to adjust the goodwill, there are three methods. Premium method, revaluation method, memorandum revaluation method. Here new partner's name is Harish now. Suppose at the time of admission, Harish is bringing capital goodwill both. Then we should adjust this goodwill under premium method. If Harish is bringing only capital, then we should adjust that goodwill under revaluation method or memorandum revaluation method. Then how to decide whether second method is to be followed or third method? It depends on the sentence related with goodwill. Suppose in question he has given that new partner should bring capital, goodwill is to be created with some amount. After that, goodwill account should be written off. Written off means cancelled. If goodwill is to be cancelled, then we should adjust the goodwill under memorandum revaluation method. Goodwill is to be created in the books, but he has not given that goodwill is to be written off. In that case, we should adjust the goodwill under revaluation method. In present problem, clearly he stated that goodwill account should be written off. Means we should adjust the goodwill under memorandum revaluation method. So before knowing about a memorandum revaluation method, you should know some important points related with goodwill adjustment. Goodwill may appear in two forms. Acquired goodwill, also known as purchased goodwill. Second one, generated goodwill. The meaning of acquired goodwill we will see with one example. Ravi wants to take over the business of Murali, named as Murali Traders. So Murali Traders' total assets value is 30 lakh rupees and their liabilities value is 5 lakh rupees. When Ravi purchases their business, Ravi becomes the owner for 30 lakh worth assets. Similarly, Ravi becomes liable to clear this 5 lakh rupees loan. So finally, Ravi is going to acquire 25 lakh worth of properties. But Murali demands more than 25 lakh rupees to sell his business because this is an existing business. They have some reputation in the market. So he is assuming that that reputation value is 3 lakh rupees. So Murali demands 28 lakh rupees from Ravi as purchase consideration. Ravi accepted for this. So Ravi is going to acquire 25 lakh worth of properties. But Ravi is paying 28 lakh rupees to Murali Traders. So Ravi is paying 3 lakh rupees extra. That 3 lakh is known as goodwill. And as Ravi purchased this 3 lakh rupees goodwill, this 3 lakh goodwill is known as acquired goodwill or purchased goodwill. Now come to second one, generated goodwill. When there is any change in constitution of partnership business, then partners treat that as a special situation and they create goodwill internally. When partnership constitution will get changed in these events, when there is a change in profit and loss ratio of existing partners. Next one, at the time of admission or retirement or death of one partner. Next, at the time of dissolution of partnership business. Next, when partnership business is amalgamated with other business. Finally, when there is a sale of partnership business. As per Accounting Standard 26 on intangible assets, which is issued by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, only purchased goodwill is to be recorded in the books. Means purchased goodwill we can show in the balance sheet as an asset. Generated goodwill we should not show in the balance sheet because goodwill is one intangible asset. So to record any intangible asset in balance sheet, that asset should contain two features. Future revenue means firm should able to accurately estimate the future revenues which can be made with the help of this intangible asset. But in case of generated goodwill, firm can know that it has some reputation in the market, but it cannot accurately estimate the revenues which can be made with the help of this generated goodwill. Second point, certain acquiring cost. Recollect Ravi's example. Ravi is going to pay 3 lakh rupees towards goodwill to Murali Traders. Here 3 lakh is a certain amount. So Ravi acquired this goodwill by paying a certain amount to Murali Traders. Therefore, that acquired goodwill we can show in the balance sheet. But in case of generated goodwill, partners are creating goodwill in the firm. Partners are not paying this goodwill to anybody. Means there is no certain acquiring cost for generated goodwill. So as generated goodwill is unable to satisfy these two conditions, generated goodwill should not be recorded in the balance sheet. When partners want to follow this Accounting Standard 26, then what they do? They create the goodwill in the firm with its full value. But after that, they cancel this goodwill. Because goodwill we should not show in the new balance sheet now. Let us see the journal entries under memorandum revaluation method. Harish, new partner, is bringing 2 lakh rupees capital into the business. In old balance sheet asset side, cash balance is given and bank balance is given. When both are given, cash balance we should consider. Means Harish is bringing 2 lakh rupees into the firm in the form of cash. That is our assumption. So cash is coming from Harish. Cash account is a real account because cash is an asset. Real account rule, debit what comes in, credit what goes out. As cash is coming, cash account we should debit. Cash account debtor. Harish is bringing 2 lakh rupees cash. Write down 2 lakh rupees. 2. This capital is brought by Harish. So Harish account is a personal account. Personal account rule, debit the receiver, credit the giver. Harish is a giver, we should credit his account. Harish capital account, 2 lakh rupees. Being new partner brought capital into the firm. Then second entry is for creating the goodwill. New partner is bringing only capital. He is not bringing his share of goodwill into the firm. Therefore, old partners create the goodwill with its full value in the firm. For the creation of goodwill, we should write the entry. Goodwill is an asset. If you want to create any asset, you have to debit that asset account because asset shows a debit balance. Goodwill account debtor. In question, he has given that goodwill is to be created with 60,000 rupees. This goodwill we should transfer to old partners' capital accounts in old profit and loss ratio. Therefore, we should credit Naidu capital and Shekar capital. Goodwill amount 60,000 rupees. In old ratio, we have to transfer. Old ratio is 3:2, means 3 by 5 is Naidu's share and 2 by 5 is Shekar's share. 5 ones are 12,000. 12,000 into 3, 36,000 rupees. 12,000 into 2, 24,000 rupees. Cross check is, if you add these two numbers, then again 60,000 should come. So total is 60,000 now. Our calculation is correct. Being the goodwill is created and transferred to old partners' capital accounts in old profit and loss ratio. While capital accounts are credited, capitals are liabilities. Liability shows a credit balance. And if you want to increase that liability, you have to again credit that liability account. Goodwill amount, we want to add to their capital amounts. Then their capital balances increase. So as we want to increase the capitals, we are crediting capital accounts. Now come to the last entry. That is cancellation of goodwill entry. First two entries are same in revaluation method also. Recollect our previous videos. Under revaluation method also we used to write the first two entries in this manner. Now this is memorandum revaluation method. One extra entry also comes for goodwill cancellation. Third entry. We created goodwill account by debiting goodwill. If you want to cancel, we should write that goodwill account on opposite side, credit side. So goodwill account should be credited with 60,000 rupees. Because we created goodwill account with the 60,000 now, if you want to cancel this account with the same amount, we should credit it. And the loss in cancellation of goodwill is to be debited to all partners' capital accounts. Naidu capital account, Shekar capital account, and new partner Harish capital account. As three capitals we have debited, this goodwill we have to debit in new profit and loss ratio. As three members are there, we cannot use old ratio, no? 3:2. New ratio we need here. If new ratio is not given in the question, we have to compute it separately. But in present problem, new ratio is given. 3:2:1. In that ratio, we have to divide this goodwill. So first person's number is 3 now. 3 by, add these three numbers, 6. Total goodwill 60,000. In that 3/6 is Naidu's share. So 10,000 into 3, 30,000 rupees. For second partner, 60,000 rupees into 2 by 6, 20,000 rupees. For third partner, 60,000 into 1 by 6, 10,000 rupees. Then, what is the meaning of these two entries? What is the end result of these two entries? You should know, no? Observe this second entry. Naidu's capital account is credited with 36,000 rupees. And observe this third entry. Naidu's capital account is debited with 30,000 rupees. Credit means what? Capital amount is increasing. So Naidu's capital account we increased with 36,000. Again we decreased with 30,000. So finally Naidu's capital account we have increased with 6,000 rupees. The difference between 36,000 and 30,000. So the end result of these two entries is Naidu's capital is credited with 6,000 rupees. How the 6,000 rupees came? We credited with 36,000. Again we debited with 30,000. Now come to second person, Shekar. In second entry, Shekar's capital account is credited with 24,000 rupees. In third entry, Shekar's capital account is debited with 20,000 rupees. In second entry, we increased Shekar capital account with 24,000. In third entry, we decreased Shekar capital account with 20,000 rupees. So the final effect is Shekar capital account is credited with 4,000 rupees. To Shekar capital 4,000 rupees. How that amount came? 24,000 minus 20,000. Come to third partner. In second entry, new partner's name we have not written. And in third entry, new partner's account is debited. Means from Harish capital account, we deducted 10,000 rupees. So Harish capital we debited with 10,000. So what is the actual meaning of this entry? Harish has to pay his share of goodwill. Total goodwill is 60,000 rupees. Harish need not to bring total goodwill 60,000 into the firm. He has to pay his share of goodwill as compensation to old partners. In total goodwill 60,000, new partner's share is only 10,000 rupees. That 10,000 actually Harish should bring into the firm. Suppose he brought 10,000 rupees into the firm. Then we used to adjust the goodwill under premium method. So remember, we did premium method related problems now. In all those problems, the goodwill amount which is given in the question is not a total goodwill of the firm. In total goodwill, new partner's share of goodwill he has given in those questions. In revaluation method and in memorandum revaluation method, new partner doesn't bring goodwill. So what old partners do? From his capital account, they reduce his share of goodwill. And that goodwill is taken by these old partners in old profit and loss ratio. So here also, Harish is not bringing goodwill at the time of his admission. He is bringing only capital. So what old partners are doing? From Harish capital, they are reducing his share of goodwill 10,000 rupees, and that amount they are adding to their capital accounts. So finally the meaning is, in total goodwill 60,000, Harish is paying his share of goodwill 10,000 rupees to Naidu and Shekar. In which ratio he is paying? Finally sacrificing ratio only comes. Because in second entry, we distributed the goodwill to old partners in old ratio. In third entry, we debited these capital accounts with a new ratio. Old ratio minus new ratio is equal sacrificing ratio only, no? So these difference amounts are coming as per sacrificing ratio. If old partners want to create the goodwill and if they want to write off the goodwill, then they write the entries as per memorandum revaluation method. These three entries come. Sometimes old partners want to strictly follow accounting standard 26. So as per accounting standard 26, not only in new balance sheet, they don't want to open the goodwill account. Means in journal entries, they don't want to write goodwill word. In that case, instead of writing the entries under memorandum revaluation method, they directly write this entry for goodwill. So observe this entry. Here, new partner's share of goodwill we have adjusted without opening goodwill account now. So this is known as direct adjustment. In your further courses, in degree level or in PG level, in case of admission for goodwill adjustment, directly you may learn this entry. Then don't get confused. So in intermediate, we learn that premium method, revaluation method, memorandum revaluation methods are there. But now they are not using all these words. Here the method names are nothing. Finally the adjustment is same. So in premium method, in revaluation method, in memorandum revaluation method, finally what happens? New partner gives his share of goodwill to old partners. So directly you can write this entry by following accounting standard 26. Otherwise, as per intermediate syllabus, premium method, revaluation method, memorandum revaluation method, under these methods also you can write the journal entries. So intermediate students are advised to follow intermediate syllabus material. So as per that, goodwill is to be adjusted under revaluation method, memorandum revaluation method and premium method. So these first three entries if you write, that is enough. In capital accounts, we will post these three entries. First entry, capital is credited. So credit side we should post this entry by we debited cash account, write down that. In Harish column 2 lakh rupees. In second entry capitals are credited, so credit side we should post this entry. We debited goodwill account, write down that by goodwill account. In Naidu's column 36,000 rupees. In Shekar column 24,000 rupees. Come to third entry. In third entry capital accounts are debited. So in capital accounts debit side we should post. 2. We credited goodwill account, write on that. Naidu's amount 30,000 rupees, Shekar's amount 20,000, Harish amount 10,000 rupees. So posting is completed. Next, balancing of capital accounts. Credit total is more than debit total. So in rough notes, first credit totals we should write. These are the credit totals minus debit amount. Then the remaining amount is balance carried down. These three balance carried down amounts we should write on debit side because debit total is less. 2. Balance carried down 3,68,400 rupees, 3,05,600 rupees, 1,90,000 rupees. Then put the totals on two sides. 3,98,400, 3,25,600, then finally 1,90,000 rupees. So capital accounts are completed. Next we have to prepare goodwill account. Goodwill account. In first entry goodwill is not there, so no need to post first entry. Come to second entry, goodwill account is debited, so debit side we should post. And what to write in particulars column? We credited Naidu capital, Shekar capital. Now write down those words. 2. Naidu capital account, amount is 36,000 rupees. 2. Shekar capital account, amount 24,000 rupees. Come to third entry. In third entry, goodwill account is credited. So credit side we should post this entry. And in particulars column, we have to write these three capital accounts. By Naidu capital account, Naidu amount 30,000 rupees. By Shekar capital account, Shekar amount 20,000 rupees. By Harish capital account, 10,000 rupees. Two sides totals 60,000 and 60,000. So goodwill account is closed. There is no balance carried down in goodwill account. As goodwill account is closed, goodwill doesn't appear in new balance sheet under asset side. That only we want. We don't want to show created goodwill in the balance sheet asset side. That is why in third entry we have cancelled the goodwill account. So goodwill account is completed. Next we have to prepare cash account or bank account. Then which account we should prepare? Cash account or bank account? In old balance sheet asset side, cash balance is given 20,000 rupees. Cash at bank is given 80,000 rupees. Means bank balance is also given. When cash balance, bank balance both are given, we should prepare cash account. We have to start cash account with opening balance. From where we should take that amount? In old balance sheet asset side, cash balance 20,000 is there now. This amount we have to show here. To balance brought down 20,000 rupees. Why debit side I am showing this opening balance? Because cash is an asset. Asset shows a debit balance. Therefore debit side we should write. After that, these entries we should observe. In first entry, cash account is debited. So this first entry appears on debit side of this account. Debit side we should write credit account name, Harish capital account. To Harish capital account, amount is 2 lakh rupees. In second entry and third entry, cash word is not there. So no need to post these two entries. Related with cash, posting is completed. Finally, we have to find out the balance carried down. Debit total is more, 2,20,000 rupees. Same amount, credit side, we should show as balance carried down, 2,20,000 rupees. Two sides put the totals. With this, ledger is completed. We prepared revaluation account, capital accounts, goodwill account and cash account. Finally, we have to show the balance sheet of new firm. balance sheet of Naidu, Shekar and Harish. Balance sheet of Naidu, Shekar and Harish as on 31st March 2020. Based on this old balance sheet and additional information, we have to prepare new balance sheet. Let us start with the liability side. Bills payable 40,000 rupees. Related with bills payable, there is no additional information. So as there is no adjustment for bills payable, in new balance sheet also same amount 40,000 rupees we have to show for bills payable. Bills payable 40,000 rupees. Next, creditors 60,000 rupees. Related with the creditors, there is no additional information. Therefore, in new balance sheet also same amount 60,000 rupees we have to show for creditors. Creditors 60,000 rupees. Next, outstanding expenses 40,000 rupees. Related with outstanding expenses, there is one adjustment. debit. Outstanding expenses 10,000 not required. In old balance sheet, outstanding expenditure is given as 40,000 rupees. And in additional information is giving that out of this 40,000 rupees, 10,000 we need not to pay. So we can assume this 10,000 as a discount. So this 10,000 we should deduct from 40,000 rupees. Outstanding expenses 40,000 rupees in inner column minus discount 10,000 rupees. Then the remaining amount 30,000 rupees in outer column. All liabilities are completed. Even additional information also we should observe whether any extra liability is given in the question. There are no extra liabilities. So finally, under liability side, we have to show the capitals. Don't show these amounts. Which amounts we have to show here? In capital accounts, balance carried on amounts are there now. These three amounts we have to show here. Naidu capital, Shekar capital and Harish capital. Three amounts we have to write here. So liability side completed. Come to asset side. Cash. Don't show this 20,000 rupees. Which amount we have to show here? In cash account we got answer now. Balance carried down amount 2,20,000 rupees. This amount we should show here. Cash 2,20,000 rupees. Next, cash at bank 80,000 rupees. Cash at bank 80,000 rupees. Next, debtors 1,20,000. Related with the debtors, there is no additional information. Therefore, in new balance sheet also, same amount 1,20,000 rupees we have to show as debtors. Debtors 1,20,000 rupees. Next, stock 80,000 rupees. Related with the stock, there is one adjustment. debit. Stock appreciated by 20,000. Stock adjustment is there now. Therefore, stock amount 80,000 rupees in inner column. Adjustment is market value of stock is increased by 20,000. That 20,000 we should add to this cost value and total 1 lakh rupees we should write in outer column. Plus appreciation 20,000 rupees. In outer column, market value of stock 1 lakh rupees we should write. Next, machinery 2 lakh rupees. Related with the machinery, there is one adjustment. CBIT. Machinery depreciate by 26,000 rupees. Machinery depreciation is given. Therefore, machinery value in inner column minus depreciation 26,000 rupees. Remaining value in outer column 1,74,000 rupees. Next, building 3 lakh rupees. Related with the building, there is no additional information. So no adjustment is given in the question. In new balance sheet also, as building we should show the same amount 3 lakh rupees. Buildings 3 lakh rupees. From old balance sheet we have taken all the assets. In additional information also there are no extra assets. So all amounts we have taken related with the new balance sheet. Now finally, two sides totals we have to find out. Liability side total is 9,94,000 rupees. Asset side total is also 9,94,000 rupees. Thus, in balance sheet, two sides total should be equal. Then only our problem is correct. So this is all about 15th problem from admission of a partner topic. Hope this video is helpful to you. Thank you.